welcome back, Sarah Babe. So today, as promised, I am going to be going over all the steps you need to know to get your journey started. So here we go. All right, first things first, guys, we are going to want to find our agency. Agency is our middleman. They're going to be the middleman between your IP and yourself. So they're going to be handling in anywhere from your appointments to matching to creating your profile, posting your picture, and presenting that to your intended parents or intended parent. So that's the number one thing. Find an agency, guys. It does not matter. Some agencies are willing to fly you out. So if you're in California, but your agency's Texas or Georgia somewhere, they will fly you out. Vice versa. If you're in Georgia or Texas and your agency's out here in California, they will fly you out, you guys. All expenses are paid. Okay, so don't think because you're in a whole other state that you cannot go to certain agencies, because that's not true. Next, we are going to want to create your profile once you find your agency. Like any other job or any other website you visit to sign up for something, you got to create a profile. So what does that profile include? Basic information: first name, last name, marital status, date of birth, age, things like that. Do you have any children? What's your medical history? Do you have history of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, things like that? They ask you these questions such as, are you married? Because if you're married, you and your spouse both have to run background checks. You and your spouse together both have to do your evaluations together. It runs hand in hand if you're married. Also, they want to know if you have any other person over the age of 18 in the home, so they can possibly run background checks on them to make sure that you are in a safe environment, you guys, because you're going to be carrying someone else's baby. Also within that profile, they're going to be asking you questions such as, have you ever been on any form of government assistance within the last 6 months? They want to know that because that's a conflict of interest when you go to apply for insurance and things like that. You cannot be on any type of government assistance, you guys. So once you create that profile, go through a list of those questions. They'll review, they'll call you back, they'll ask you a few more questions once they call you. Once that's all done, they're going to put you in their database, and then it could take anywhere from 1 week to 1 day to 1 hour. You know, they probably have somebody instantly that they feel in their head might go great with you as a match. So matching really is one of those processes where you're like, or whoa, that happened really quick. In my case, my first journey, my matching process went as quick as 1 week. In this case, with my second journey, I believe my matching took about 2 weeks or so. So still not a long time, you guys, but don't get your hopes up high because it could be short, it could be long, okay? Once you get matched, now we're going to move into your background phase and your psych eval phase. Again, everything is not of cost to you. It's all provided to you for free, or not for free, but they cover the cost. So background check, again, is going to be checking for any warrant, any outstanding ticket history, warrant history. However, your tickets, if it's a misdemeanor, I believe you're okay. As long as it's not in warrant status or a felony status, you're okay. I think it varies by agency, okay? So don't quote me on that, but yeah, they are going to be checking for that. But like minor things that are not in warrant status, you're okay. Anything felony wise, of course, you gotta have that handled before you can continue the process, and depending on what it is, if you even disqualified for that. Once you complete background, then they're saying, okay, we're good to go. Let's go to psych eval. Psych eval, a psychologist is going to call you. They're going to ask you about family history, mental history. Do you have any support? Support is important, you guys. You have to have support. You're carrying a baby. Again, it's like any other pregnancy. You get emotional. You just need that emotional support. When I did my first journey, I was pregnant with twins, you guys. Twins. I'm not used to that. I'm used to having one baby. So hormones with one, hormones with double. So I was really, really emotional with that pregnancy. But thank God I had my husband, mom, sisters, my dad. That's my support team. And that's what they really want you to have, is a great support team, you guys. And so also through the psych eval, they're going to want to make sure there's no alcohol, drug abuse, things to that nature. They want to make sure that you're mentally prepared, not just physically, because even though you might be physically healthy or prepared, mentally you can be not there, you guys. They ain't having it. They don't want no cray-cray people carrying their kids. They need some stable people. So once you go through that, you guys, now you can move into your medical clearance. So they will require you to get an initial medical clearance with your primary doctor. Okay, your primary doctor is going to say, hey, yeah, she's mentally and physically ready. Then you move on to their fertility clinic medical clearance. This is where they're going to do a more detailed clearance on you. They're going to be checking your uterus, making sure that uterus is nice and fluffy to carry that beautiful embryo. Those little humans need a nice fluffy uterus. They don't want no angry uterus, endometriosis, just, you know, things like that. They want to make sure your lining is going to get thick, which is above that 7. They like to see that. They like to see a great uterus, you guys. So they will be doing that. Also for me, during my medical evaluation, they inserted a balloon and they expanded the balloon, you know, just to check my uterus. So that's something you can look forward to that they are going to be doing as well. They also are going to be doing blood work to make, you know, just to make sure that you're not currently pregnant, that you're not using any kind of drugs and things like that. Along at that appointment, again, if you're married, your spouse will be going through the same process minus the uterus check because he ain't got one, but he will be doing blood work, any kind of drug testing, things like that, making sure he doesn't have any diseases and things like that, because they want to make sure you're clean, you don't have no diseases, no sexual transmitted things and things like that. Now we're done with medical clearance, you guys. We're moving to legal. Cha-ching. That's the base compensation. That's where money comes in. That's where the term of your contract comes in. Contracts are about 50 to 60 pages. It's going to have some crazy wording in there that you may not understand, but guess what? They provide a lawyer for you. You have your attorney. The IP has their own attorney, so there's no conflict of interest. If you have any questions about that contract, you guys, make sure you express them to your attorney. Your attorney will go through that contract and say, that don't sound right. Let's reword that. That's what I had to go through my contract. Some things were just, the wording was a little off, so we had to switch it around. And contracts for me personally did take longer than my first journey because we were going back and forth like, that doesn't sound right. I don't feel comfortable with that. You are able to say whether you feel comfortable with something or not. You guys, we're all competent. We all understand things. And again, that's what your attorney is for, at no cost to you. All expenses are paid. So your attorney will go through this contract, you guys. Keep in mind, it will talk about, are you willing to do an abortion? For any kind of congenital heart defects, congenital defects, period, Down syndrome, things like that, you guys. So if you're not an aborter, because during surrogacy, anything is possible, you guys. Anything is possible with these journeys, just like it's possible when you get pregnant. And you have to come with a decision of whether you want to get rid of the baby or let the baby live with that. These IPs are paying a lot of money. So just like us, we want to be like, God, please bless us with a beautiful, healthy baby. That's the same how they feel. You know, unfortunately, we are blessed to get pregnant for free. You know, I can just get pregnant with my husband at any moment. And so thank God for that. But these men and women are not able to do that. Or again, you might have a same-sex couple, 2 men who obviously can't carry. So, you know, they want to make sure that their babies are as healthy as possible. So that's the legal in a nutshell of what you're going to be going through. It's going to be a lot of jargon, but you do have your attorney. Once you get done with legal, you guys, your base compensation, all that good stuff, you're moving on to medications. That is the phase that I am currently in. I am taking my medication. I will be describing all of that to you guys in a whole other video. But yes, that is how you get started in a nutshell, you guys. Thank you for joining me again. Like, subscribe, please like. I will be posting my journey with you guys. So stay with me, stay tuned. Bye, Sarah babes. See you later.